Good evening. My name is Saleh. I am the Secretary of Arts for today's meeting. I am very excited to welcome you all. Meeting number 710. Why you are here? Why she is here? Why we are all here? To overcome our fears. To be a good leader. To be a good speaker. This is the place where we can be leaders and be speakers. I want to request all the members to repeat after me. As a Toastmasters, we promise to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmasters International have 4 core values. What it is?
Repeating after you.
No, that's finished. The first value.
Respect.
Okay.
Respect.
Integrity.
Excellence and service.
Respect.
Please avoid.
These are 3.
Speak during our meetings. We avoid to speak about politics, sex, and religion. Now let's welcome the new president of Dubai Toastmaster Club to formally open this meeting. Our new president is an ambitious woman who is always on a fast track. She completed her first full pathway in just 9 months and became the pathway celebrity. In the first year of joining, she participated in different contests and won awards at the club, area, and division levels. There is nothing stopping her in whatever she wants. Her name has 4 E's. We. I will use 4 adjectives starting with E to describe her. So let's welcome our energetic, enthusiastic, elegant, and elegant President, Toastmaster Tiwi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saleh, for that excellent introduction. I feel elated. There, I give you another 2. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Welcome to meeting 710. With the power vested in me, I now declare this meeting open. Thank you all so much for coming today, despite this being a holiday and holiday season. I appreciate all of you coming today. Now, let me start by telling you a small story. There was once a mouse. It was in a farmer's house. So one day, from the hole of the creak of the door, he saw that the farmer and the wife were talking about getting a mouse trap. So the mouse was really scared. He went out and he met the hen. He said, "Hen, I'm really scared because the farmer and his wife are planning to put a mouse trap. I'm going to die." The hen said, "I'm so sorry, brother, but there's nothing much I can do. I wish I could do save thing." He panicked. He went running over and met the pig. And he told the pig, "Pig, you know what?" He decided the same thing, about the mouse trap and that he was scared. So the pig said, "I'm sorry, brother, that's your problem. I can't do anything. God bless." He panicked. He went to the cow. He decided the same thing. Cow said, "Not my problem, your problem. Rest in peace, brother." He panicked. He went back and stayed in that tree. The night there was a tough sound. So they wondered what happened. And then the farmer's wife got up and she said, "Wow, the mouse has been caught in the trap." That was the mouse. It was dark, she couldn't see. She got up and she went next to the mouse trap. Little did she know that it was not the mouse, but it was a snake that was trapped, a snake's tail. So when she went closer to the mouse trap in the dark, the snake bit her. She screamed, she yelled, she went to the doctor. Her husband took her to the doctor. So when she got back from the hospital, they decided to give her warm chicken soup so that she feels healthy or to get better. So the farmer went to his farm, killed the hen which was there and made soup. Days passed by, she was not getting well, and there were a lot of visitors coming to see her. The farmer was a very generous man. So he thought, okay, let me serve all the guests that come. And he went to the farm, killed the pig, and made pig stew, pork stew, and ate. 2 days passed by, the farmer's wife died. A lot of people came for the farmer had to feed everybody. So he went to the farm, killed the cow, and fed the cow to it. Mouse saw this and said, oh my God, what's happening? All my friends are killing. So, you know, when the mouse went to these three, nobody helped him. So the moral of the story is that we are all connected, no matter what we are connected. Each one's problem is somebody else's problem. So we have to take in other people's problems as well and help them. For example, the climate change. It's not only Greta Thunberg's problem, it is each and every one's problem. It is your problem, my problem. Any problem that happens within the house, within the club, within our friends, our problem as well. So I leave you all to hold on to those thoughts and think about that. Your friend's problem, the person who's sitting at the right of you, their problem is your problem as well. Let's all help each other. Right? Okay, now for the benefit of the guests, I will share a PowerPoint presentation on Toastmasters International. So Toastmasters International is a non-profit organization which was started on October 22nd, 1924. That's 98 years back. Headquarters are in Colorado. We have more than 300,000 members across 149 countries and 3,800 clubs in all across the world. In UAE specifically, we have 172 clubs with 3,000 plus members. Our CEO is Daniel Drex, and our international president is distinguished Toastmaster Richard Peck. Our headquarters are in Englewood, Colorado, and we have around 150 professionals at the headquarters. So what are the benefits of joining Toastmasters? It improves our public speaking skills, build self-confidence, build awareness, build leadership skills, unlimited personal growth, maximize your potential, receiving peer-to-peer constructive feedback, and gaining competitive advantage at your work. How do we do that? So far, in the Toastmasters International, we have a program known as Pathways. In Pathways, we have 11 different kinds of pathways, and there are 5 levels in each pathway. These pathways are used to learn, increase your knowledge, build your skills, demonstrate your expertise. What are the core competencies? What do you get out of these pathways? Public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and of course, competence. So this is how the structure works. We are the Dubai Toastmasters Club, a club. Many clubs together form an area. We belong to Area 20. Many areas together form a division. We come under Division B. Many divisions together form a district. We are District 105. Many districts together form the region, and we are Region 7 in the entire Toastmasters International map. So the club president, then we have our area director, Toastmaster Feroz, our division director is distinguished Toastmaster Pragnya, our district director, distinguished Toastmaster Rania, region 11 director Shabaz Ali, and our international division. This is the Dubai Toastmasters Club ExCom. We call ourselves the Visionary Rockstars. So that's me, your president, Nisha Gandhi, our VP Education, Nahed, our VP Membership. We have VP Public Relation, Toastmaster Maikalo, fondly known as Toastmaster Misha. Our Treasurer sitting there, Toastmaster Api, Secretary Toastmaster Santosh, and our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sahib. With being specific to the Dubai Toastmasters Club, this club was started on April 1st, 1996. We've completed 26 years. This is the second club in UAE. The first club was in Abu Dhabi. This is the mother club of Dubai and Northern Emirates. We have a wealth of experience accumulated over the last 26 years. We have members as old as 20 plus years and as new members as joined recently last week. So we have a lot of professional meetings with not a lot of learning and a lot of fun as well. Our membership fees is 750 AD for 1 year and 450 for 6 months with a one-time registration of 75. We believe in our founder, Ralph Smedley's saying, which says, we learn best in moments of enjoyment. And as you can see over here, we have a lot of learning, a lot of fun in all our meetings. We have themed meetings as well, depending on the season and the occasion. Now let's welcome our two new additions to the DTC family who joined last week. That is Toastmaster Jashvi and Toastmaster Rajesh. Both of them couldn't come today because they are unwell, otherwise they had planned to come. These are the two. And let's welcome some guests that are over here. So guests, I will call you. You just tell me what's your name, the profession, what you do, how did you come to know about Toastmasters, and what is your expectation from this meeting?
Hello, hi, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Biju, and I am into sales profession. So I came to know Toastmasters through one of my friend, who is also in Toastmasters in Abu Dhabi. And my expectations is, as you told, to overcome the fear, to gain the confidence, and yes, build my leadership skills. Thank you.
Welcome to Dubai Toastmasters.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My name is Haider. I'm an environmental engineer. By profession, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business which we recycle water. So I came to know this meeting through Toastmaster Saleh and Vivi. They specifically invited me because I'm also a member of University Toastmaster. Yeah. My expectation is to learn. I think this is one of the senior club, one of the oldest club, to learn about this, how these meetings are being conducted. Looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Haider. Toastmaster Haider is the president of DIC Club. Welcome to Dubai.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm not good at this. My name is Kay. I'm a software developer. I develop mobile applications, and I have two businesses, and I've been struggling with leadership and social communications. So my therapist recommended this actually, which is why I'm here. And I'm hoping to get better in terms of public speaking, very important, leadership and social skills. Thank you.
You are in the right place.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jem, and I'm working as an HR and admin sometimes. And I came to know about your meeting from Toastmaster DB, and I'm actually from Emirates Toastmasters Club, and I expect so much learn and maybe a takeaway to apply in our club, and I'm so excited to learn. Thank you so much.
Emirates Toastmasters Club. Welcome, Toastmaster Jem. Thank you.
This is not DIC.
Yes, I can. Yes, I think.
Hi, my name is Jessica. I just graduated from college and I'm here on vacation. I came to know about Toastmasters from my cousin sister Gemma, who is also the president of Toastmasters Emirates. And I expect to develop more confidence to apply in my day-to-day life now that I'm going to start working. So here's hoping.
Welcome, Jessica.
Hi, my name is Bhavna, and I'm here in this for the first time. I'm an entrepreneur. I haven't started my business yet, but the reason I'm thinking of joining Toastmasters is because I want to work on my communication skills and my leadership skills.
All the guests. Now let us acknowledge our dignitaries in the house. First of all, a big welcome. Hello to distinguished Toastmaster VP Dennis. Let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Sita Sagaran. Past President Toastmaster Bosco. President Toastmaster Kagar. Welcome you all. Now, for the benefit of the guests, every meeting we have a Toastmaster of the day. So what does the Toastmaster of the day do? The Toastmaster is the one who coordinates and sets the tone for the meeting. He is the one who will be like your host. He will be calling, inviting the role players, the role players to speak. Basically, he is the host of the meeting who will be coordinating and conducting the entire meeting. Now, today, the Toastmaster of the day is someone who is an independent graphic designer, a social media consultant. He's been a Toastmaster for 6 years plus. He is the past president of the Y Toastmasters Club, the past Area 45 director, current president of Lagoon Toastmasters Club. He's known for his creativity and humor. He has won several awards in PR and humorous speech contest. His philosophy of life, simple living, sincere giving. He is my mentor, my personal friend, and my godfather in Toastmasters, Toastmaster Bosco. I now hand over to Toastmaster Bosco.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. I am so honored and privileged to be here among you. It's incredible, in fact, to come to the stage after a very long time as Toastmaster of the Day. This July, when the Toastmaster year actually started, I wanted to take a break from all the Toastmaster activities. And I just thought, only if our VP Education Toastmaster Nisha calls me to take up the Toastmaster of the Day role, I will take it, because I cannot say no to her. And what happened? She called me, and I am here today. And for the benefit of the guests, every Toastmaster meeting, we have a theme. The reason is Toastmaster meetings are very structured. There is a format to the meeting. And, if you come for a meeting every time, and if you are following the same structure and format, you will get bored. So we come up with a theme and make it interesting. And let's all have fun and learn the process. So when we wanted to decide on a theme, I myself and the VP Education Toastmaster Nisha, we discussed, and we were trying different themes. And one fine day, Hakuna Matata, the theme came to life, because we thought this is the best way to start the new year. All of you must be familiar with this term, Hakuna Matata. Anyone not familiar with Hakuna? Tell me. Yeah. By the end of this meeting, you will know. Okay. So anyway, for the benefit of you people, Hakuna Matata is a Swahili phrase. Okay. It means no worries for the rest of your days. Nice, isn't it? In 1994, the Walt Disney feature animated film Lion King brought this phrase to the international stage, and this phrase became very popular. Okay, it was part of the plot, and it devoted a song entirely to it, and that song became a huge hit. And it became one of the top 100 movie songs in the world. It also won an Academy Award. So, and this bird has some kind of energy to it. Just by telling Hakuna Matata, it gives a lot of positive vibration and energy. I suggest that we do it. Okay, let's all together say Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Isn't it? There is a lot of positive vibe, isn't it? When we are feeling like down, when we are feeling depressed and all that, words can always elevate the feeling. There are some words which are magical, which are inspiring and motivating. And I feel this word has everything. It is inspiring, it is motivating, it is magical, and it definitely serves it has a meaning to it plus the energy to it. So I hope you all will enjoy today's session. And regarding this theme, it is not only a catchphrase, it is not only a buzzword, but it has a philosophy behind it. The philosophy is like, though its direct meaning is don't worry for the rest of your days, it has a lot of meaning to it, because we all are always worried at some time or the other. Anyone not worried anytime? Anyone? No one is raising the hands. So that means most of us always, and like since from your reaction, everyone is worried at some point of time. And we have to let go of the worries, and we have to just think about the future positively and live in the present. So this is the philosophy behind it. When I was thinking about this, I remembered a Zen story. Two monks who were in the verge of crossing a river. One was a senior monk and one was a junior monk. Let's say Guru and Sishya. It will be easy to recognize them. When they wanted to cross the road, there was another lady who also wanted to cross the road. A river. And she also was finding it difficult to cross because she didn't know swimming. So the senior monk, the Guru, immediately went, carried her, and took her to the next shore and put her there, and everyone proceeded in their own directions. The Sishya became restless. He was thinking, we monks should not touch a lady. And my Guru, he not only touched her, he carried her, and he was carrying her for a long time across the street, and then he let her. How can he do it? Isn't it right? We are monks. We shouldn't do this. And after a stage, he lost his control, and he went to the Guru and he said, what you did was wrong. You shouldn't have done this. We are monks and we shouldn't do this. And the Guru replied, I carried the lady and I left her half an hour back. You are still carrying her. Okay, so actually, all of us are both the Gurus, both the Guru and the Shishya. We also carry and let things. We also get frustrated after that. So we should be like the Guru, not like the Shishya. So let's try to forget all what happened during the past and look forward to the future in a very positive way. Now, for the next segment, we have something called a new word will be introduced by the word master of the day. Before that, Luckily, there are no changes to the agenda, and let me thank the Greek master. The Greek master is Toastmaster Bob, who sits right there to invite all the guests and bring them inside. And a big round of applause to Toastmaster Bob. The word master for today is Toastmaster Santosh Nair. He's very new to Toastmasters Club. He just joined 3 months back. And he's a very active Toastmaster, and he's also the secretary of the club. He's very passionate about music, and he plays badminton. And I know he also is a very positive person. He actually wanted to join a company, and he kept on trying. He says that he tried for almost 5 times, kept on applying and getting rejections, and every time he used to go back, okay, with preparation, and finally he got the job. So Hakuna Matata to Toastmaster Santosh Naik.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing?
Good evening.
Hope you have had good Eid holidays and going to resume tomorrow office. I was excited, really. Okay. So let me introduce myself. My name is Santosh Nair, and I've been with this club for the last 3 months. It has been an amazing experience, I must say, and I got an opportunity to be the secretary of the club as well. Okay. So today I'm going to play the role of word master. So in this role, I'm supposed to identify a unique word related to this theme, Hakuna Matata, and encourage everyone to make use of this word. And at the end, I'm going to produce the report in terms of how many people have used this word. Sorry. Excuse me. Okay. So before we dive into, I want to start with a small puzzle. Are you interested to play that puzzle, guys? Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so what you're seeing here is the word cloud. Okay, so I put in all the words related to this theme. Now, I want you to identify the word that I'm going to propose. Now, it's actually a data visualization tool, and the importance of word is determined by the size, the color, the focus. Okay, it's easy. Now, can you identify the word?
Yeah. Euphoric.
Absolutely. Next. Okay, you're right. It's euphoric. Now, it's an adjective, and it's been derived from euphorus, is a Greek word that means healthy. The meaning of euphoric is sense of freedom, excitement, elated, blissful, joyful. I'm sure that by end of this meeting, you all will be euphoric, in an euphoric state. So some of the examples which I'm going to put here is, as I mentioned today, I bet everyone will be on euphoric mode after this day. The first few months may be euphoric bonding between mother and baby. So now I will ask everyone to give some examples. You want to give it a try?
Yeah, I mean, nice story from the Toastmaster of the day about the 2 monks. But the memories that came to me was not at all euphoric connected to that, because actually that lady refused to allowed me to pick her up. But she got picked by a friend of mine. So like very well.
Nice one, thank you. You can give me that one. Anybody else want to guess? Give it a try. Go ahead. You can see that.
It was a euphoric moment for me to see, or rather witness, our current president give her maiden presidential address.
Oh, wonderful. Anyone from the guest? Yes, sure. Strider.
Yeah. Yesterday we went to a amusement park. My family I took a ride, and it was a euphoric moment because it was the first time I went out to the ride.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. My recommendation is make use of this word. It's a nice word, but augmented with Hakuna Matata. Okay, thank you very much.
Let's all give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Santosh Nair. Can you switch on the lights? Now let's move on to the prepared speeches segment. I'm going to call the first speaker to come on stage. Before that, I would like the evaluator, Toastmaster Rashmi Nair, to read out the objectives of the speech.
The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share his impact, the impact of his or her style on others.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. The speaker is, I know him also as a very positive and optimistic person. He actually had to sell all his shares in his business 10 years back, and he had to rebuild the business. And his Hakuna moment was that he was able to spend a lot of time with his wife and daughters. And he is very proud of himself for establishing more than 10 companies since 2009. He's a serial entrepreneur, and he aims to build a community of venture building experts. Let's all give a huge round of applause to our next speaker, Toastmaster Abdullah.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Today, ask. I'm audible.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, have you experienced in your life a moment that you have to leave everything, you have to surrender, and just have a relaxed moment to decide what you do? I know any one of you have went through that experience. Dear fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, good evening. I'll share you my experience. It was December 2017 when I decided to sell all my shares in my second venture, which was, it took from me 5 years to build, to reach to about 100 people working in the company, creating 8 figures sales, profitable business. But for many reasons, I decided to sell that business. And I got a great opportunity with a large conglomerate to buy that company with me and to give me on earn-out agreements. For the ones who doesn't know what earn-out agreements mean, I have to stay in the business for another 3 years as agreed to help them to transform and to do the integration and the merger to their structure. And guess what? Those 3 years were the most miserable time in my life. I lived a very difficult experiences to try to communicate with not like-minded people. A completely different vibration, completely different style of communication, decisive people, not entrepreneur, looking at the numbers, looking at results, very result-oriented. They don't have that passionate about building pictures and creating value. All what they care about, what is bottom line. And in when the COVID hits, I decided to take a three days off, isolate myself alone, and really think about the whole thing. And I still kept 20% shares in that business. after those 3 days of meditating, sitting alone and rethinking about what should I do with this now, because if I wanted to leave, I have to lose so many benefits, financial benefits, reputation, access to lots of communication. I was meeting ministers, I was meeting high-profile people, and all of that I have to sacrifice. And I made that decision. I went to the board and I told them about, I want to surrender everything. And I sat down, I was thinking about 5 years earlier, when I was thinking to create a community of experts to build ventures. But I realized later I'm not capable to do that. Still a lot of skills that I have to polish it, I have to cultivate it. And I need to build confidence, especially in building communities. I have to stand on the stage like that. And the first time I invited to deliver a speech was in a large international entrepreneurial festival, which is almost around 3,000 people was attending, high-profile people, and I went to the stage, and I got that, that I couldn't breathe. I had that first time shock that what happened to me. So I decided to join Toastmaster Club. The day after, I was searching, and I wanted to know what's happened to me. And right after that, when I decided to polish my skills and to learn, to be more confident, to gain more trust, and to cultivate those communication skills, I get into a coaching program in Hindu school. And I start understanding the behavioral patterns and the psychological patterns of building communities. And what happened when I get into pathways of Toastmasters was mind-blowing, especially when I choose my leadership style and I understand my leadership style, which is visionary communication. And I start thinking about how I can apply that in my next role as a communication, a community builder. I start getting more deeper into getting to know my communication style. So at that moment, when I looked at those bad and miserable days when I was communicating with those decisive, analytical, bloody-minded people that made my life miserable, I understand there was nothing wrong with those people. It's me, because I am more friendly, I'm supportive, I like to give, I'm altruistic, they are more structured, analytical. So there was no match between us. I was not transplanted well. That was the whole situation. And when I get into the pathway program and I start understanding how I should develop those communication skills, I understand now that this is the key skills for me to build a visionary experts community by developing these skills. And I believe by trying to transform the knowledge and the venture building experiences that I had in the past 12 years, plus these communication skills, it will put me in the next level of building a global experts community. Toastmaster of the day, over to you. Thank you.
Let's all give another round of applause for Toastmaster Hakuna. Now, for any speaker, for any Toastmaster, feedback is something which we live on. Now, I will give 30 seconds for all of you.
This is the number 99849542. There you can find the
Toastmaster Saleh is referring to is wiki.com. This is for the voting, not now. After the speeches are over, we'll have a voting, and that is the time we have to use that number. Thank you, Tiger. Let me bring on the second speaker of the day, and I would like to evaluate Toastmaster Nisha Gandhi to read out the objectives of the speech.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hakuna Matata to everyone. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Best of luck to my speaker, Toastmaster.
To say something about the second speaker, Toastmaster Nora. I know the day when she came as a guest to the club. I was the VP membership that time, and she was sitting in one corner, very shy and all that. And I'm really proud of her now after so many years, the growth she's had in Toastmasters. She's a regulator at the stock market by profession and a motorcycle enthusiast. Guys, she's a motorcycle enthusiast. You might see her on the road. Maybe you will not recognize her with all the hair. She also is a very positive person. So she has a COVID story. And during COVID, she took it positive and she stayed back at home. She was spending time with the family and also she was able to work from home. Let's all bring on Toastmaster Nisha Gandhi. Toastmaster Nora Jasasi. Like almost that was Abdulasi and she is Jasasi, but there is no.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Have you ever looked at a $+ road bill and noticed something written on it? Anything special? Not the front, maybe the back?
In God we trust.
God we trust. It's quite specific why they wrote in God we trust, but why would they write that? This is placed to serve as a remembrance to the nation's political and economical fortune that's tied to its spiritual belief or spiritual faith. But why would the biggest powerful country in the world have its belief in God, the trust of it in God for the way it works? If we can have a closer look to it, we would notice the word trust. Here in the word trust, we can see reliance on the integrity, strength, ability, surety of a person or thing, confidence. Now, that's the key word. The key word is trust. And because of that, there are a few element forces that hold our world together. The one that's the glue of society is called trust. The present cements relationships by allowing people to live and work together, feel safe, and belong to a group. Trust in a leader allows organizations and communities to flourish, while the absence of it can cause fragmentation, conflict, or even war. That's why we need to trust our leaders, our family members, our friends, and co-workers, albeit in different ways. So if we can have a deeper look into the word trust and understand what is it based on, what are the components, what is the building blocks of trust. First, we would see that you need reliability and dependability. With that, we can see if a word or if a person or an organization fulfills this word or commitments. It's very essential for us to have that to build that trust. Second, there gotta be transparency. They gotta know what's going on. If people don't know what's going on, keeps people in the unknown, and people don't like being the unknown. With that, people don't know where they're going. Next, we can see competence. How can you trust someone that is not able to fulfill? Cannot be able to fulfill, no matter how much of a good intention they have or a good person they are. If they can't do it, that means they won't be able to fill the job. So competency is very important. Then we would have sincerity, authenticity, and congruence. Meaning, they have to walk the talk. You have to know that what they're saying is sincere. How many times have you met someone and when they say that they're going to do it, you knew that they're not going to do it just by saying it the way they're saying it? You don't believe them because the way they said it, it's like insincere. So we need to believe in these people or organizations to fulfill such a quote. Next, we need fairness, and that's a very important component. Fairness means it's not only about the leader and the organization, it's about everybody. And if it's a one-way street, you're not going to get a good two-way stream of a cycle. And because of that, fairness is a very important attribute to such a concept. Next, we would see openness and vulnerability. Here, we have to be open even about our mistakes. So if something is wrong, something did not fulfill, we have to be open about it. And we have to say like our apologies straight up and that we do our best and we continue to do our best even furthermore. It doesn't mean that there is no mistake. If a leader has a no mistake policy, make sure to know that you will always be right and you're going to be wrong. So without it, it is very important to be open and vulnerable to gain trust. So here we can reach to understand the dynamics of trust is delicate in an important relationship. And the loss of trust can be costly, not only psychologically, but also financially related to your work or livelihood. What's helpful to remember is that trust is an ongoing exchange between people. It's not static. It can be earned, it can be lost, and it can be regained for our euphoric existence. Thank you for being here.
It should be louder. One more round of applause. So I am going to call, since I said it's a sacred ceremony, High Priest of Dubai Toastmasters Club, Distinguished Toastmaster, VP Menon.
Bosco. And the reason I said whatever I said to him because he told me, VP answered, no need to be modest. And Bosco knows me very well. Modesty is not one of my strongest virtues here. So that's why the answer. Anyway, I'm very euphoric today to be called upon to do this ceremony. A very, very special ceremony, especially for our new members who've just joined the club and who've taken the
plunge into Toastmasters, which is a big step, which is an amazing step to take because I took this step 20 years back and I've never regretted that joining this program. So we are going to do a formal induction for these new members, and there will be a couple of new members who are present today. Let me start with some script which Toastmasters International, the headquarters, asks us to use. So, dear Toastmasters and guests, it is now our duty and privilege to induct a few new members into Dubai Toastmasters Club. This is a very important occasion because for these new members and for our club, for both of them, this is a very important occasion. These individuals who came in as guests and now have become members have come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their communication and leadership skills. And we now have an opportunity to help them learn, grow, and achieve. Okay. So I will now call upon the members who are going to be inducted to kindly come and join me on stage. VP membership or president, you know, who are those members?
Yes.
You could
We
just
have,
name them so that they can come on board.
Toastmaster Santosh.
Okay.
Toastmaster Sohan.
Toastmaster Santosh,
Toastmaster Mirza.
Sohan,
Toastmaster Rashid.
any new member who is not inducted, the names have been missed out, please raise your hands. So nobody's been missed out, right? Okay. Yeah, anybody who's not been inducted can please come. Thank you. Yeah, you want to move this side? I was. Oh, you were? Okay, okay. Then you don't need to. Thank you very much.
Keep him in the.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So don't worry, you don't have to do anything. Yeah. Yeah. So, dear members, you're joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 to 5 million people learn to communicate more effectively and lead more effectively. As members of the Dubai Toastmasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. And when I say proven program, it's close to 100 years old. That's how proven it is. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. And that's what you get in a Toastmasters Club, especially in Dubai Toastmasters Club. Dear Madam Vice President Education, have these new members been given an opportunity to discuss their needs and goals with the club?
Yes, they have.
Have they been told how the Toastmasters program works and informed of the many benefits they will receive, as well as the obligations of membership?
Yes, it's been explained.
Thank you very much. And I also assume they have been allocated mentors.
Yes, they have.
So if any of their mentors are present here, you may kindly join us on stage and just stand behind. So you could just come forward. The mentor can stand behind the member. And in case the mentors are absent, somebody from the ExCom leaders can come and join. Because at the end of the day, you're natural mentors to all of us. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So as long as everybody's mentor is here, that's fine. Yeah. So dear mentors, and of course, everybody in this room or all the members of this club are mentors to all the other members. As experienced Toastmasters, you've been asked to help these new members get off to a good start. Do you accept this responsibility and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with our new members so that they can immediately begin to benefit from their Toastmasters membership?
Yes, we do.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please stay there because I would need you later on. Very nice. So, dear new members, membership in this club and in Toastmasters International is a privilege that carries with it many rewards. Yet it also places certain obligations upon you. So we are a group of people brought together to do things we could not accomplish alone. Our collective obligation is to grow and improve ourselves and to share our knowledge and experience with fellow members in a spirit of enjoyment. This means you must work diligently towards your own self-development, evaluate others' speeches in a spirit of support and sharing, and assist the club in reaching its goals, remain positive, remain Hakuna Matata, and keep a smile on your face all the time. Especially with such wonderful executive committee members and mentors here, there will always be a smile on your face, I'm sure. So, kindly reaffirm your membership by repeating the following words, and I will read slowly. You can just repeat after me. When I say I, you can take your name after that, yeah? Your own individual names. I, in the presence of my fellow members of Dubai Toastmasters Club, make this firm obligation to attend meetings regularly, prepare fully for each assignment, to apply myself to the projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program, to participate actively in club activities, to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner, to build open, friendly relationships with my fellow members, and to bring other new members into the club so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters. Thank you very much. I now request all the members to please stand. Dubai Toastmaster Club members, and please repeat after me. We, the members of Dubai Toastmasters Club, pledge to support you in your quest for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunities to help others, and to make your Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. This is the promise given to you by the members of this club, dear new members. You may please be seated. Thank you very much. With that, your induction is over and you are officially a part of the Dubai Toastmasters Club and the larger Toastmasters fraternity. I would like to request the mentors to kindly give them their membership pins. If we have the membership pins with us, it will be given later. So you would be receiving the membership pins because of COVID and related issues. Shipments have not been coming. So there's a delay. Yeah, so you'll get it soon, which you can proudly wear. The Toastmasters pin membership. Yes, you can. Yes, very good. So thank you very much and glad to see you all as part of the Dubai Toastmasters Club members. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, mentors, and over to you.
I have a question for all of you. Is my cup half full or half empty? You said invisible. Okay, that's a funny answer. Huh? Refillable. Any other answers?
Paper cup.
Paper cup. Any other answers?
Income.
Half full. Incomplete. Nice. Some more funny answers.
One dirham.
Huh?
1 dirham.
1 dirham.
It is full. It is full.
Okay, if you're still wondering whether it is half full or half empty,
Depends on how you see it.
depends on how you see it. Yeah, for me, the angle is pretty good. I know exactly how much it is, and maybe for you, it is not visible.
If you give it to me, it's half full. If you keep it for yourself, it's half empty. Yes.
Oh, that's a nice answer. So, even if you want,
It's hot or cold?
It's full.
it's full.
With
Okay.
tea and tea.
Yeah, it depends. It depends. Entirely depends on person's perspective.
It's filled
And
with air
even
or
if
it's filled with-
after this, if you have any arguments, I will give you a 5-minute break. It's a quick 5-minute break. There is tea at the back, but you can argue whether it is hot or cold, whether it is half full or half empty, and come back within 5 minutes. It's a quick break. It's a bio break too. So stretch yourself and then come back in 5 minutes. Now that
I heard this word, I think 3 years back, but from that day to this day, I was so lazy to check in the Google what is the meaning of that. So when Bosco put this thing, I especially went to the Google, I checked, I think it's a Spanish word, if I'm not wrong, right, Bosco? Swahili. Okay, again I'm wrong. So it's all about to enjoy, and as I'm your table topic master of the day, so my role is to give opportunity to the new Toastmasters guest to speak on your feet. So it's improv session. For the new guest, let me explain you. We'll be having small session on table topics. I will be giving you different topics. You will be called on the stage, and we have a small basic rules for that. We have the timer shown here. It will be showing at 1 minute, it will be green, 1.5 minutes, it will be amber, and 2 minutes, it will be red. It continue to be red until the speaker will not stop. So these are the basic rules. So are you ready? Especially for the guests, we have a lot of guests present today.
yes.
And I will not be giving you stress, so it will be very easy topics for the guests. So let me start with Toastmasters first. So you will have a small hint how they are going to do. Then we'll be calling the guest on the floor. So we have Toastmasters from different another Toastmasters. Like we have Toastmaster Haider from DSC. So let's all welcome together Toastmaster Haider. Are you ready? Your topic is, actually it was a theme 2 years back in December 2019 done by our DTMVP Menon. Life is a journey, not a destination. So Toastmaster Haider, life is a journey, not a destination. Toastmaster Haider. Life is a journey, not a destination. It itself is a message, and it's also a story of my life. I'd like to take you back when I started with my college. After finishing a college, I had put a goals that I would like to become so and so by age of this, by age of that and that. So I have made my destination where I'm going. But as we progress, as it all happened to you, life happens. I visited a country and I fell in love and I found some good opportunities to work here, and I had to change my goals. Now, as I change my goals, like now the destination is different. Now I like to be somebody else. So in this process,
like I have always feel that the journey is more important. And when I have a mentor, some friend to ask about how and what we have to do in the life and what's the destination, he said, don't worry about everything. The journey is the most important thing. You enjoy your journey, make friends. In the process, you will learn new experiences. You may also fail, but end of the day, the journey is the most important thing. The destination will always be there. The destination always changes. And if you are able to enjoy the journey, I think you're living up to the expectation of yourself. That's more than enough for you. Don't I really don't care about the journey. I really say that about the sorry. I don't really care about the destination where I'm going. As long as I'm focused of where I am heading towards, and my journey is more important. Likewise, the Toastmaster is also a journey. Like once you become a Toastmaster, there is a different steps, like becoming Toastmasters, going to a different area level and district level, and taking a DTM roles. So I think the journey is really amazing. Like we have seen from a different experienced Toastmasters here that they are liking the journey. So the journey is the most important. Hope this is my message, and hope this answers. And over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh. Now, I would like to call one of our guests. Can I call guest Bhavna on the stage? And your topic is, what was the funniest thing you have seen recently online? Bhavna, what was the funniest thing you have seen recently online? Bhavna, over to you.
Hi everyone. Sorry, this is my first time, so I'm just sort of nervous, but I'll try to do my best. The funniest thing what I've seen online, honestly, I find the challenge is quite funny. If everyone is following on social media and Instagram, I think that's very funny because like there's always a phase going on. I don't know. I'm pretty sure when COVID was going on, there was a dalgona coffee phase. There was a banana bread phase. There was always these push-up challenges, and you would just see constantly that was the whole thing going on. Like, and then it keeps shifting. So I guess that's like the funniest thing. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so as I was just saying, like I think it's just funny like how things have just a phase going on, and yeah, yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavna. When you go to Facebook or Instagram, you see, members coming at 5 years back or 10 years back. So I saw myself 10 years back. So it was so funny for me. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Jam on the floor. Easy topic for you. Toastmaster Jam, why does your nose run and feet smell? Why does your nose run and feet smell? Toastmaster Jam, over to you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
As a Filipino, we have some kind of joke about our nose. So we always said, for Indians, you have a pointed nose. And for Filipino, we have disappointed nose. So maybe that's the reason why the nose is running for Filipinos, I could say. But medically, as all we know, it's like we have colds and kind of, and why the feet is smelly? Maybe because it's powerful smell. But it's powerful to kick also someone's maybe wife normally do this to their husband, and yeah, it's a funny table topic question. So yeah, so but having said that, whatever we have, runny nose or powerful feet in terms of smell, or a power punch or sort to kick, but we should appreciate whatever we have in life and be grateful for. I think it's acceptance and be grateful on what you have, and this is something that something to be proud of physical appearance and whatever you have to accept it. And if you see someone also having this kind of some kind of appearance, we should not judge people at the same time. Thank you so much.
The question was easy and funny, but answer was challenging. Can we have guest Biju on the floor? Very easy topic for you. Which is your favorite book and why it's so favorite? Biju, which is your favorite book and why so? Biju, over to you.
Hi, good evening all.
Good evening.
My favorite book, which I which I started reading recently, is Atomic Habits. Yes, I honestly have not not yet started, in the sense like I have only completed some 1 chapters. Yes, it's a very interesting book, which I feel like a person like me who procrastinate everything in my life, and I need something which gives me a guidance through the examples and through the knowledge. And yeah, this is my interesting book. So it has to turn green.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many more seconds?
Almost done.
So yes, my maybe next time I will go through the book, and I will finish it off, and I will come to on the stage with that book with more details. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Biju. We can have one more table topic. I can call
Last.
Toastmaster Khwaja. He was hiding, huh? For you, I will do an impromptu table topic for you. Just suppose you have a wedding anniversary today. Just now you realize that you forgot to wish your wife. So you have to make her convinced that you already knew, but you are busy in work or something, any excuses or anything. Just now you realize that you have a wedding anniversary and you forget to wish her. So you have to convince her now. Toastmaster Khwaja.
So I think I'll probably take her out somewhere, a fancy restaurant where to make up for seeing the anniversary, and I'll say I'll just pick a nice smell. I'll get her like, as if I'm just looking to feel like a queen for one day, and whatever she wants, I will get it for her. That's just, and, I'll make sure that she won't forget that particular day. Yeah, that's it.
Are you many more?
Um,
Are you thinking to get married?
yeah, probably.
Thank you to all the table topic attendees, and over to you. Thank you, Toastmaster Bosco.
The first person there. So busy.
Yeah, the first person. Okay, obviously.
That's it. So we have Jatin and Nisri. Give small experiment. Be very quick also. The instruction is both of you face each other. Okay, both of you face each other, and let's say Jatin is a very
Bosco, mic closer to you. Hold it closer.
in here.
But it's not working.
Excuse me, if something is said, like, how does that missed it? No, whatever I'm going to say, I'm going to say now. Okay, so you are a very, very strong willed person. Okay, and have to show no reactions to whatever she is going to do, which I'm going to instruct her to do. Okay, be at the striking distance to him. That is little closer. Okay, I'm going to give you 7 seconds, and you are going to stay calm throughout the 7 seconds. And what I want Nisrin to do is, with all your warmth and compassion, smile at me. Okay, 7 seconds. Your time starts now.
That's it.
Okay, 7 seconds over. Now I want to reverse the experiment. So you can do the same, like you be strong, and and you have to smile at her. Yeah, time starts now. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So big round of applause for what did you find out? Anyone? What did you find out?
Jatin was able to change his attitude, change her attitude.
Yeah, but Jatin was controlling his smile. I was seeing from here, from very close. His lips were quivering, though his face was not smiling. His mind inside was smiling, and she, of course, she didn't even wait for the 7 seconds. In the second or third second, she started smiling. So the message here is happiness is contagious. Okay, so just like negativity is also contagious, happiness is also contagious. So we have to spread happiness so that it will be a shield for us, for the other people, not to spread their negativity. Okay, so you can try with anyone, your spouse, your friend, and you can see the results. So now let's move on to the second, the next session, which is the evaluation session. We'll call the first evaluator. Normally, celebrity people come here and join Toastmasters and they become celebrities. In this evaluator's case, a celebrity joined Toastmaster. Okay, you all will be knowing her. She is she was a very popular YouTuber. Okay, she was a popular artist, and then she decided to start a life as a salesperson, and she had a lot of challenges during sales because that was not she was not used to doing sales and all that, so she had to learn. She had to struggle to learn, and then over a period of time she overcome because of all her positivity and optimism. She overcame that difficulty, and now she is managing well in her job. So she likes to identify herself as actor, musician, RJ, and medical imaging specialist. Let's all put our hands together and welcome Toastmaster Jashvi.
Hello everyone, good evening.
Good evening.
Congratulations to us on the successful completion of your project. As the mantra says, do not ask for a better situation. Instead, ask for better skills to tackle the situation. So you have beautifully communicated that message to the audience, along with successfully, factfully accomplishing the purpose of your speech. To identify your own style and its impact. And the purpose, as I said, it was served beautifully. I mean, it was your story. So it had that passion in it, it had emotions, you're narrating your own situations, and you started off with a question that everybody could connect. You know, we all would have gone through that situation. For me, I have gone through that situation multiple times, and instantaneously I was connected, and I wanted to know more about how you went through and how you tackled that situation. So started off with a very good question and excellent selection of story, by the way, to effectively communicate the message of developing your own style. And yeah, when it comes to emotion, as I said, there were many emotional moments in your story. Initially, the crisis phase, when you decided to stick on with your decision before taking a step back and then deciding to leap forward. So the dilemma that you went through, and then the courage that you needed to overcome the situation and how you approached the solution. So it was all very intense because it is your own story. And when you were narrating the moment when you kind of lost your breath, when you were on stage for a great audience, I could also feel that my breath was also on hold. It's still on hold, I think, because of a different reason, by the way. But at the same time, I have a suggestion. It was a brilliant story, as I said. And at one point, you realized your moment. Then you realized how you could overcome the challenge and move forward. That must have been a euphoric moment for you, isn't it? It could have emoted a bit more intensively, is what I felt. And regarding the narration, you almost use the stage very well, and you prefer the horizontal movement. But maybe you could try a different footwork. It's all up to your comfort level again. But maybe you can use different pauses, different positions to emphasize on the different phases that you had in your life during those crisis periods. Maybe you could try it, because it is only up to you to decide what is your level of comfort when it comes to stage utilization. You engage with the audience very well. You had given eye contact to each and every one of the audience. And vocal variety, as I said, the eye contact was great. The tone was very positive, and you paced your speech very well. There were pauses when it was required. I would feel that I felt that maybe you could have had more throw on your voice at certain points to have much more emotion to it. And I've seen you as an excellent speaker before,
So I know about how you come up with interesting stories all the time. So maybe with a few of these suggestions, maybe you can improve on much more on your speaking. So I very much look forward to listening to the stories. Thank you.
Okay, now let's go on to the second evaluation.
Good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
My speaker's speech title today ignited a flame within me. The flame of trust. And it resonates with most of us as the only entity that we can solely trust is God. Congratulations to my speaker, TMOD, on completion of level 1 of 2 of your evaluation card project. The speaker engaged the audience right from the beginning by asking a question related to the theme. A very good way to connect to the audience instantly. Her speech was clear, the vocal variety, her speech was clear, her voice was loud enough, the eye contact with the audience was good. The pitch was loud. And the transition from opening body to closing was seamless. I like the fact that she used a PPT to explain the point about trust. It was an innovative way to explain about how we can gain trust and justify what constitutes as the factors of the trust. Again, a very good use of adage was dynamics of trust is delicate. Lost trust can be costly. A simple but powerful message delivered through her speech. Now, I have a lot of areas of improvements for your speech, Toastmaster Noora. The use of stage area was restricted because you were using a PowerPoint presentation. So I would have expected you to deliver a personal story and an anecdote that connects to the audience instantly. You could not move around and use the stage area adequately because of DP. Although you were trying hard to connect with the audience and look at them, but I think that factor was missing because you were constantly looking at the PPT and explaining what it is. You could have definitely infused some humor to your speech to infuse more life and light speech and made it more euphoric. You used a proverb, but I certainly think that the beginning is the most important part of the speech, connect with the audience. So you could have used a quote in the beginning and also thrown in a quote or a proverb in the end to make it more effective and end it with a bang. So next time, I think you should use these areas of improvement and for your second speech to summarize, I would say, a well-articulated speech, good use of examples to relevant to the subject, but you could have infused more humor. Please do not use the PPT next time around. A sincere request. Use your personal stories, anecdotes to connect to the audience, make it more relatable, and yeah, then we can say that you are a great speaker and Hakuna Matata. Thank you.
I again.
Yes. So Hakuna Matata, everyone.
Hakuna Matata.
It's great to be here again after such a long time, and lovely to see a lot of new members as well. It's funny because I have to introduce and tell them I'm a senior member or I've been here. They say, "Oh, we haven't seen you at all." So it is a time for me to remember that I ought to come more often. Now, as the general evaluator for today, I'd like to mention that we had started off on time, 6:45 on sharp. We started off, and of course, I've only heard about Toastmaster Saleh, right? I've got your name.
Yes.
I've heard a lot about him through our group chats. in that you're very dynamic, you're someone who's very humorous. And I think today I got the idea of how dynamic and active Toastmaster Sunday is. Please, let's have a big round of applause. What I liked about Toastmaster Sunday is he's eloquent, he's very elaborate when it comes to his introduction. I love the way how he introduced our president, our incoming, or rather our current president, Toastmaster Lee. Very gracious attention to detail. What I noticed was when Vivi was speaking here and he noticed that she was not very well heard to the rest of us. And he very, very considerately brought the mic to Toastmaster Vivi. So good job, well done on that. And also the way he has welcomed guests also. Very impressed. Our presidential address. Toastmaster Devi, you did not disappoint me. From the time Toastmaster Devi has been elected as our current president, I've always had this impression of her that this year is going to be something very unique. Not just for who she is, but the manner how she takes into account the team of hers, how committed she is with regard to her people association. I love the way that she really made sure that she contacted me and said, yes, yes, when are you coming? And she's so persuasive. So, loved your preparation for today's role. Interesting story, although I've heard it before. It's a good story. I like the way you linked it up. And I also like the fact that you have given a good introduction to Toastmasters, yes, introduction of guests, and recognizing the senior Toastmasters in today's meeting. I think I'll come to the suggestions a little later. And Toastmaster Bosco. Bosco, I loved your theme. I think what was missing was the energy. Hakuna, Matata, yes, that's exactly the point. I was wondering, where is the energy? And I felt very bad after a while. He said, you're all enjoying the meeting, right? It was so bad. I felt like saying yes, but I think probably it's because of the energy that was maybe missing a little later. But a very nice, very, very lovely theme. Loved your t-shirt too. And the word master, euphoric, Toastmaster Santosh, good choice and well done. I'll come to the suggestions again a little later. And the speakers, Toastmaster, how do you pronounce his name? Is it Ati?
Ati.
Ati. Okay. Toastmaster Ati and Toastmaster Noora, and a very, very interesting choice in terms of the theme. One was, of course, the global experts communities. The second was in God we trust. I love the way that you had brought in the slide, and I wondered what is the speech going to be on. So I thought that was very creative. Again, I'll come to the suggestions a little later. Timer, Toastmaster Soham Thakur. And I think what I would have preferred before I even think about the suggestion is probably somewhere a little bit in the center would have helped than having to look at the side and making a note of it. DTM VP Menon. Now, DTM VP Menon is always able to bring in something very relaxing, no matter what the situation is. So you have an induction ceremony, you have anything that requires a very somber note, and you can be sure that he's going to bring in and make it very relaxed and light-hearted. And that's what he has done today. So well done, VP. Good break, exactly 5 minutes. And I think what I would also like to mention is the evaluators. I write that, yes. This also reminds me it's been a long time, and it shows. So yes, the evaluators, yes, they were also very, very impressive. That is Toastmaster Rashmi Nair and Toastmaster Nisha Gandhi. Both of them very, very smiling, conversational, and sincere in their suggestions as well. And love the table topic master, that's Toastmaster Sagar. I like the way how you brought in everyone to laugh the moment you came here. And it was a good kind of connecting with everyone by also looking at yourself and making a joke of yourself. So good way of connecting there. Now, what I would have liked to see in terms of suggestions. Toastmaster Sally, I love your opening. What I would have probably liked better is a more energetic opening. Because I remember some of the Sergeant at Arms who come and given their opening address. What makes them also unique is the manner, how they bring in the energy. So I think we had some of our past, I think Sergeant at Arms we had was Toastmaster and Nasser.
Alifia.
Yes, and of course I wasn't there when DTM VP was the Sergeant at Arms many years ago, but I've heard that he used to always make it very, very special every time he would come here. So probably you can get in touch with both of them, and that would also make the meeting more lively. And yes, Toastmaster Devi, I think I would suggest please use the hand mic, because we can really get that energy that you are actually emanating. And the Toastmaster of the day, having a small video clip, probably, I'm not sure if you have planned that for the conclusion. Have you planned any video clip? No. Okay, because it's one of my favorite movies, The Lion King. And I think when you have a song like Hakuna Matata, you could have probably taken a small little snippet so everyone could have got into that energetic mode there. So that, or you could even have sang the song. I'm sure you could have done that, absolutely. And instead of, one more suggestion is, instead of saying Guru and Shishya, I think looking at all the nationalities we have here, some of us may not be able to know who Guru and Shishya is. So you could always say Guru or Shishya, or you could have said teacher and student. So that would probably have enabled everyone to understand better. And I think that's about it. Otherwise, you were absolutely at your element. Fine. The word master, providing a small slip with the word and an example of a sentence in front of everyone who's seated here could have helped everyone to understand the word better, and also give them the courage to stand up and talk about the word. So that's a suggestion. Speakers, I think they have already been evaluated by their evaluators, and I enjoyed both the teams that they had selected. So I'm not going to get into their speeches here. How much of time do I have?
2 months.
You have time, yes.
No.
Oh, okay.
2 minutes,
Okay,
exactly.
I'm not sure if
Exactly 2 minutes. No, this is white. This is white screen now. Now we can.
okay.
Exactly 2 minutes more. 2 minutes more.
Okay. Yes, and the grammarian Toastmaster. Oh, I think I put that right now. Yes, the table topic master. Sorry, Sagar. I think Toastmaster Sagar. What I would suggest is I loved your topics. What you have selected for today's. That is, life is a journey. What was the funniest thing? Why does your nose run and feet smell? I was just wondering, what would I say if I'm given that topic? But that is challenging one. But I think I would definitely have loved to have tried. So I think what I would suggest to you is make it a little more creative. When I say make it a little more creative, is you could bring in some things from home which you could actually ask everyone who's coming here to take it and talk about that. So that is one thing. And another thing is to bring objects of different colors, the same object of different colors, ask them to select, and you could do that. And give a little easier topic to the guests. How many of the guests agree with me that maybe you could have got a slightly easier topic? Yeah. So probably something like, what is your favorite memory? So I think that could have probably helped. And the storytelling style also could have helped. Like, for example, they come here and you're telling them it was a dark and stormy night, and you have to continue it. So that could also, just a few suggestions there. The activity, that was a lovely one, Bosco. Very nice. Happiness is contagious. I was actually hoping that both our participants would actually bring in that happiness. They were very scared to make each other happy. So I think maybe it was just a nervousness, but good job, both of you. And the evaluation. What I would suggest to the evaluators, sorry timer, just taking a little while. What I would suggest to the evaluators is it's always ideal to refer to the person you're evaluating as the speaker or my speaker, rather than you. So I think that probably would make the evaluation more effective. The second suggestion is, ideally, it is good to have the sandwich approach to evaluation. That is, you talk about something that you liked, then you give it some suggestions, and at the same time, you conclude by talking about something that you appreciated. So I think that is, and the usage of the speaking area. I would have loved the evaluators to use or move when they're required to make a certain point. That would have helped. And then, of course, get back to the position that they are in. All in all, I think that is about it. And the grammarian, Toastmaster Keshava, well elaborated. Suggestion is to go a little more in depth regarding the sentences, usage of the sentences, usage of words that are enhancing what was delivered today. So I think all in all, a wonderful meeting. I love the meeting, and handing it back to our Toastmaster.
Creative, and you can achieve much more than when you are only going towards success without happiness. And optimism, I want to just clarify, optimism is not wearing a seatbelt when you're driving. Okay, so you have to be clear about that. It is not an irrational optimism, it is a rational optimism. Connect with reality and also be positive. There are few things which I can, like the research is suggesting, not me, the research is suggesting. Write 3 things that you are grateful for every day. And 21 days will make it a habit. It give a huge difference in our lives. 2 minutes of journaling about a positive experience. The research says if you continue to do for 6 months, you can stop, can reduce your medication. Research has proved that 15 minutes of fun exercise a day is equal to taking an antidepressant. So these are all research based output. And 2 minutes of breath evaluation, breathing exercise or meditation increases your happiness drastically. Write a mail to someone someone you know or you don't know, you like, you don't like, whatever it is, you write a mail appreciating that person, encouraging that person. Just write one mail, take 2 minutes and do it. So these are things which will help us to become from a lifelong pessimist to the other side of becoming a lifelong optimist. So with that, I would like to close by saying one more time, all of you, Hakuna Matata.
Big round of applause for Toastmasters. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's time for the awards and the achievements for today. Let's start with the best role player. And that goes to the most energetic one in today's meeting. Our next award, can you hear me?
Yes.
The mic has given way today. Our next award goes to the best table topic speaker. And that goes to Toastmaster Hyder.
Our next award is for the best evaluator, and that goes to Toastmaster Nisha. And the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Api. And can we have a picture with the winners? Come closer.
Bosco, Toastmaster of the day. Take picture with them. Hakuna.
Come, Hakuna, Matata.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Moving on to some announcements. So the XCOM have completed the club success plan and are ready to upload it and send it across to the media director. We'd like our members to know that. We will share the club success plan to all our members via email this week. The club officers training is going to be held on 17th July. It's an in-person training, and all the members who are present in the country at that time will be attending. Would like all the members to know that as well. Our VP, our Vice President Public Relations, has prepared the event calendar for the entire year. It has all the schedules, when are we having the contest, when are we having an education session. This has been sent to all the members via WhatsApp. I'll be sending it to you all via email as well. We have the first DTC newsletter, which will be released and rolled out in September 2022. So all budding writers, please send your contents to our VP PR, Toastmaster Nisha. He's already sent a mail. He sent a post in the WhatsApp group. So please start, you put on your thinking caps, start writing contents, and please give it to him. In September, we will be releasing our first newsletter. We are starting or reintroducing the concept of hot seat. Now, what is a hot seat? Now, sometimes we have some speakers or evaluators or any role players who do not come for that particular meeting because of various reasons. They're stuck somewhere. So we will have a backup speaker or a backup evaluator. That person will be given the hot seat tactic. Okay. Then we have the Toastmaster of the Year scorecard. Last year, Toastmaster Saleh was the Toastmaster of the Year. Now we as a XCOM have introduced some more points, which I will take you all through on how the Toastmaster of the Year scorecard is. We will go through that, and I will send it to all the members via email. If you all have any suggestions, and if you're okay, please revert to us within a stipulated time frame that I will share. And our VP membership has left due to a personal reason. So we are open to receiving nominations for the VP membership. Again, I will send an email out in the coming few days to receive your nominations. So all those who are interested, please send in your nominations, and we would be having elections for this position very soon. So these are a couple of the announcements that I had to make this session. And so coming to the Toastmaster of the Year award, we have divided it into education points, public relation points, and membership points. So this is how the education scorecard will go for each of the roles. We have points. Like for example, a TMOD would take a score of 15 points, a general evaluator of 15, a trivia master of 10 points. I will not go through the entire thing in detail now because I will share this with all of you all via email, but I'll just touch base how it looks, how the education scorecard looks. For a hot seat speaker, you get 10 points. For a hot seat, other role players, you get 5 points. If you take part in contests as a master of the ceremony or as a contest chair, you get additional 20 points. If you take any roles, you get 10 points. If you take part in the contest, you get 10 points. If you win, you get an additional 10 points. So I'm sharing this with you also. All members can start preparing and working towards achieving your Toastmaster of the Year points. When it comes to membership scorecard, you refer any member, you'll get 10 points. It's as simple as that. Coming to the public relation, a PR scorecard, you give and contribute to the newsletter, you get 15 points. Any of your article gets published somewhere or you win an award, you get an additional 15 points. give a podcast, a video for a newsletter, 15. And Shoot Master will get an extra 15 points for running around and getting the best picture. So that was with the Toastmasters of the Year award, which I will share with you all. Our next meeting is on 25th July, and our table topic master made us laugh a bit. Welcome to the Laughter Heist. That's his theme for the next meeting on 25. I hope to see all of you all there. We'll have lots of fun that day. That's it from me. Your and our Hakuna Matata, our dearest distinguished Toastmaster Sita, has baked brownies for us, which is all already over there. So everybody, please welcome.
And group photo. What about group photo?
Yes, come on.
TMOD should be in
People who don't join for the group photo will not get the biryani.
Bosco, show your t-shirt.
Yeah.
Bosco, you should.
Go back side.
Closer, guys, everybody closer. And on the count of 3, Hakuna Matata.
Let us open the.
What is that? You can sing a song.
Whatever you want.
Ready?
Hakuna Matata. Brownie.
Rashid bhai, come na.
Up,
Just one more.
One more.
One more. Shoot master.
Okay.
Smile, please.
Smiling.
Perfect.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, I saw the cake.
Ah.